Hi, good evening, everyone. Am I audible? Hello. Am I audible to you?
Yeah,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So, before we start, any questions from your side on the qualifier quiz one exams? Any like discrepancies or anything that has not been sorted yet?
Can you update the uh, recent options, corrected option?
Corrected options. So only two questions we have not corrected. So we have actually given marks to different combinations. So wait, let me show you. One second.
Ma'am, on my dashboard, I am not able to see the reattempt registration form.
I don't think it has been shared. It has been shared. Has anyone been able to do it? Re-item registration. Don't think it's shared yet. I'll just confirm once.
So when it is the deadline of the form?
Better you ask your operations team, support team regarding this. Okay, I'm also not sure about the dates, but let me ask once. If by the end of the session I get to know, I'll let you know. Okay. Otherwise, you can
Okay.
just send a mail to support. They'll send you all the info.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, actually, in my scorecard, in the score checker, it was showing me 68 for statistics, 65 for mathematics, and 76 for CT, and 90 marks for English. But in the qualifier, when the result came out today, it is showing that I'm not eligible because it has taken only maths marks, and for all the other three subjects, it is showing absent.
Okay, then you again have to write to support regarding any discrepancies regarding your report cards. You can write to support. They'll
Ma'am, I
contact you
have
personally.
actually
Actually.
contacted, but I didn't receive any reply from support.
Okay. What's your name? Ayushmita Hallar, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can you please send me a mail regarding this?
Ma'am, how to send you like your mail ID?
I'll give my mail ID.
Okay,
Ma'am, I
I'm
have
ma'am.
a
giving it to you.
question.
Yeah.
A general doubt it is that when I am going to course registration portal, their family income certificate is they want the family income certificate to be uploaded. So there is written financial year 2024 and 2025. But my local authorities means my BDO has told me to told me given the certificate on the basis of financial year 25 to 26. So since it is recent than 24 to 25, so it will be validated, no?
Should be. There
Because
shouldn't
he
be
have
an
given
issue.
the signature.
But still, you do one confirmation with the support team.
I have written to the support, but they have not given any
Okay,
reply.
so for anyone who have already written to support regarding your issues, you just send me the same mail to me. Okay, so I have posted my email ID on the chat box. Whatever your issue is, you write a mail to me.
Ma'am, but if it is still like this, then the last date to apply for course registration is 26th, I think. So there
That's
is
all right.
not
We can
much
sort
of
it before
time.
that. Yeah, yeah, don't worry. You send it
No,
to me
no,
today. Today only I'll
no,
forward
no.
it.
I'm not asking about that. I'm asking that 26 is the last date, but for Saturday and Sunday, my video will not come. So it will be very difficulty. So is there any option to give it at the later?
I
Yes,
don't
in
know
the
if they'll change the deadline or something. That depends on your situation. So that's why I'm asking that you explain the entire situation in a mail and send it to me. Then I'll forward it. Okay.
okay.
Okay. I've given my email ID. Okay. First, let me show you the things that we have reevaluated. One second. Let me get the paper first. Are you able to see the paper?
Yeah.
Okay. So this question, okay. This one, a lot of people had they had explained that in case let's say there are some items, so there is no item that has cost below 100. If that is the case, then this will never get updated, right? So let's say if the minimum is 101, then this is not getting updated. So ideally, this A could have been a bigger value. So for this, we have given marks to people who have full marks to people who have selected options B and C, and full marks to people who have selected all three as well. Okay. And if you have selected just option one or just option two or just option three, you also get the partial marks. But if anyone has option D in their selected answers, then there is no marks allotted. Okay, so that's the first reevaluation we have done. And in this 10th question in this paper, this one, here also some discrepancy was there that people were arguing that here if we change the initialization of A and B, like if we reverse it, since it is nowhere mentioned, right, that which variable is keeping track of what. So two possibilities are there. So either steps 5 and 6 have to be wrong, or steps 8 and 9 have to be wrong, right? So here we have given full marks to people who have selected either only options A and B or only options C and D. Okay, so full marks to those people, and accordingly partial marks are also given. But you cannot select A and C or B and D together. Only A, B together is the full correct marks, or C, D together is the full correct marks. Okay, so only these two corrections. Now in the other set, I think for foundation there was a different set. So I'll show you that. Only one reevaluation is done in that. Okay, so this set. Here also the question 5 is pretty similar, but here there is one, wait,
Yes,
I
option
think,
A
Ma'am,
is
excuse
correct.
me. Hello.
yes.
Ma'am, in my question, I remember that in line 17, it was not
Yeah,
if
yeah, yeah,
condition. It was there
exactly.
read
So,
an item. Therefore, I
yeah,
have
yeah,
not
that's what I'm
marked
saying.
option B and D.
Listen, that's what I'm here to explain. So, this, when it was on the TCS portal, so the line numbers were actually wrong, right? So, it was not written that line 17 is the if statement.
Yes,
So,
only line
that's why
number.
in this question, we have given marks to every student. Okay. If you have attempted or if you have not even attempted, you will get marks for this question since
Sir,
it's a fault.
ma'am, here is line number 1 and 18 is the wrong initialization.
Yes, it is actually, but in the portal, the line numbers were different. So, for this, we have given marks to all. Okay, so no other corrections in the paper other than this. Now let's start with, I think week
By
5
when the new
graded,
marks will get reflected?
I think by end of today it should be done. Uh, okay, so I think the
Ma'am,
graded
the
assignment for,
marks will be which are given in the dashboard right now. It will be again evaluated.
I'm not sure actually if they have changed the dashboard marks, but I think the final marks are given if they haven't changed yet. I'm not sure. So for all these queries, these are operational tasks, so we don't handle these. So you can ask the support team if your marks are, in any way it is
They are
less or
not
more than what you
replying. That's the
calculated.
issue.
They're not replying to anyone.
Not to me, I think.
Okay, no, so
Anyone, I don't know.
you have already got my email ID. So if they are not replying, you email to me, I will connect. Okay. So
That was question number. If you can reiterate the question numbers.
actually, these are different. Okay, this is the PDF version. In the TCS portal, the question number might have been different, but it's this question only. So for week 5, the graded assignment deadline is already over, but we haven't discussed the practice assignment yet. And for week 6, the graded assignment is deadline is 29th, right? So before that, we'll get 2 more classes. That is tomorrow and Monday. So first, we are going to discuss the week 5 practice today.
Excuse me, ma'am, could I ask a question?
Yeah, sure.
Ma'am, actually, my college had started, so I wasn't able to attend a lot of these practice sessions, but I have done the assignments. So,
Hmm.
my main concern is that quiz one, I did get lesser marks than expected in computational thinking. Like, I think it's because of the multi-corrects I either chose one or two options which were wrong and hence got zero in those, or I haven't
Right.
chosen all the correct ones.
No, actually in MSQ what happens, right? So if you choose all correct ones, only correct ones, then you get the full marks. And along with that, if you select even one wrong option, then you get 0 marks. But if you select, let's say there are 3 correct options and you have just selected 1 or 2 of those with no wrong options, then you get the partial marks.
Yes, ma'am. So I think it's my case is that I have chosen correct ones and also wrong ones. So that's what reduced my marks.
Yeah, so some students have written to me regarding this. So that's the rule for MSQ.
So ma'am, about that, my quiz one is over, but quiz two marks and quiz one marks both would be added in the end term, right?
Yeah, the formula is already given. You can check in the grading document.
Oh, okay, it's given. Okay, I'll check it there, ma'am.
The T-score formula, you can check all the marks, like whatever formula we're using, it is good.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay, so let's start now. Let's start the week 5 practice assignment. So I hope
Ma'am, one
everyone
more.
has gone.
Uh,
Yes.
Ma'am, could you please suggest how many courses we should take? Because I got
Courses in foundation. These things actually, see, it's better always if you ask during the term orientation, right? Because then all the instructors are there from all different courses. So they can tell you about what is the load in other courses. I'm not sure what is the load in maths or stats or any of that, right? I can tell you that after CT, of course, you have to take Python in the next term. But yeah, please ask these course combination related questions in orientation. So then they will give you the perfect combination according to you. If you're pursuing another degree along with it, then of course your needs are different than a standalone student.
When will the orientation take place?
That is after term, right? Yeah, after each term, before the new term begins, we have an orientation session for all the levels, foundation, diploma, degree.
Okay, thank you.
Good evening. Ma'am, I have a doubt. Hello.
Okay, can I start with the assignment first now? We have already taken 20 minutes out, right? I have to finish this assignment. I'll take again questions at the end, okay? Let's
Yes,
finish
ma'am.
this first. Okay, so I hope all of you have gone through the week 5 content and watched the lectures, and you have obviously submitted the assignment also, I hope. So week 5 is where we introduce lists, right? So anyone can tell me what is list?
This is a mutable data type where we can edit the elements.
Okay, so in a list, do all the elements have to be homogeneous or heterogeneous data types are also allowed?
All should be homogeneous.
Okay, so in a list, you're saying that all elements should be of the same data type.
No, it's not
No,
necessary.
ma'am.
List can hold any data type.
Yes, not necessary, right? List can have any type of elements. It is heterogeneous. You can have strings, you can have integers. Elements. Let's say L is a list. So this is
I think your voice is not proper.
Yes, ma'am, your voice
Your voice is breaking up.
is not audible.
Absolutely.
okay. Hold on 1 second. I'll just reconnect.
Okay, ma'am.
Where can we check the marks?
On the portal itself.
I can only see that
Okay, now is it better?
courses.
Yes, ma'am.
Am I audible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. See, if this is a list, right? L is a list where we have, let's say, 4 elements. So if I say L of 0, that means which element? First element, 1. So index starts with 0, right? 0, 1, 2, 3. These are the indices of these 4 elements. So you can access any element using their index. That is one thing. When we traverse a list, So that's when we need something called a for each block, right? Or a for loop. In general, it's a for loop only, but since we are actually not using any programming language or anything, so we're not using the term loop. We are calling it a for each block. So like for each element in list L, then you can pick an element and you can do whatever operations you need to do on it. So list is basically a data container, right? It can contain heterogeneous types of elements. You can traverse them one by one. And there are some list operations also, right? So in this list, if I say what is first of L, what will it give? Which element?
1,
1,
Last of L is
4,
4,
4.
4.
What is init of L?
2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2,
So
3.
just remove the last element when I say init, right? 1, 2, 3. And the rest of L is just the opposite of that.
2, 3, 4.
2, 3, 4.
First element is removed. Correct. 2, 3, 4. So these are the 4 list operations that we'll be using. Okay, very simple till now. After this, in week 6, I think week 7, we will be studying dictionaries, which is another type of data container. So first we will see, now you will see that there are some sums in where you will see the application of nested lists, right? So list within a list. So in that case, how do we access the elements? So let's say this is a list. 0, 1, 2, then let's say 3, 4, 5. Okay. So here now if I write list L of 0 of 2. Now which element am I pointing to? First one
1.
indicates the outer list index. That is, this is the 0th index. Then this indicates the inner list index. So 0th element is a list. Now inside this you find the second index. So 0, 1, 2. This is the answer. 2. Is this much clear for everyone? How to
Yes.
access elements?
Ma'am, why is it 2 and not
Yes.
1? Because
Because index starts from 0, right?
0.
This is index 0, index 1, index 2.
okay. Thank
Now you will see in future when you are actually solving problems in some programming language, you'll see that sometimes we also use one-based indexing, right? So whatever base you're using, that is mentioned in the question. But in CT, we'll be always using zero-based indexing. Okay, let's start with the first question. The following pseudocode is executed using scores dataset. Let S be the list of sequence numbers of students having marks greater than 75 in at least one subject. At least means which sign? Less than equal to, greater than equal to?
Greater than equal to.
Greater than equal to.
Greater than equal to. This is at least. What does S list represent at the end of execution? So let's see. So basically S is a list that contains sequence numbers of students having marks greater than 75 in at least one subject. So S list is initially empty. Okay. We have to find out what this represents at the end of execution. Now, first you run a while loop to go through the scores dataset one by one. Read the first card. Now for each C in S, now this for each block that we are running, this is for traversal of the list. Right. So one by one, when I say for each C, this is one element from list S. So you will pick one student's card, let's say from list S, and you will check that if the current card sequence number is equal to C, right? That means we have picked a card from scores dataset. S list already is populated. It contains the list of sequence numbers of all students that have this criteria fulfilled. So if your current card matches with any of these people in S list, the sequence number matches, then you check the second condition, that if that person has scored less than 75 in maths and physics. If both of these conditions are true, then you add them to S list. So we know that this list, S, capital S, this contains what? All students who have scored marks greater than 75 in at least one subject. That means one subject, two subjects, three subjects. All of these people will be in this list. Who will not be there? Who have not scored greater than 75 in any subject. Okay, now from this list, we are filtering out these people who have scored less than 75 in maths and physics. So how are they still in the S list? That means they must have scored greater than 75 in chemistry. Is that correct?
Yes.
From here, can I say that this person if I add them to S list, that means that they are satisfying this criteria. This criteria says that they have scored less than 75 in maths and physics, but they are still a part of this capital S list, right? That means they must have scored greater than 75 in at least one subject. So which subject is remaining? 75 in chemistry. So the small S list, this will contain sequence numbers of which students? Students who have
Students who
scored,
got less than 75 in both math. Okay.
or we can say that students who have scored, let's say, greater than 75 in only chemistry.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Let's say what the options are saying. Okay. Tell me which option. First one is saying list of sequence numbers of students who have scored less than 75 in both maths and physics. Is this correct?
Ma'am,
Yes.
Is this, just tell me yes or no. Is this a correct option? A.
Correct,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Yes.
No,
So
ma'am.
this option, see, it says it is sequence number of students who have scored less than 75 in both maths and physics. It never says that that student hasn't scored less than 75 in chemistry. That might also be a possibility. A student might have
Yes,
scored less
ma'am.
than 75 in all three, right? So they are also included here. So A is not correct. B, list of sequence numbers of students who have scored more than 75 in chemistry. Is this correct?
Correct.
This has to be
No.
correct because
No, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Incorrect.
then why A is wrong if this is correct?
look, this is the trick question. So for a card or for a sequence number to be in capital S list, okay, what is our objective? That that person must have scored greater than 75 in at least one subject, right? Now, what are we filtering out? That people who have scored less than 75 in maths and physics in the same S list, okay, they are taken into the small S list. That means small S list people must have scored greater than 75 in chemistry. That's why they were in the original S list.
Yes, ma'am. But again, there's an inference now, ma'am.
Yeah, tell me,
You are assuming.
how am I assuming?
No, ma'am, if it's written that if mathematics marks is less than 75 and physics also, then those students are included in this S list.
Yeah. So that means automatically we know that these students definitely have scored greater than 75 in chemistry because these are the same students that are present in the capital S list, right? And they
Maybe
must
I
have
am
scored
assuming
greater than
regarding the
75.
first option, ma'am. That's all.
Yeah, so first option, see why it is not correct because this is just saying that people who have scored less than 75 in both maths and physics. It is not talking about chemistry,
Chemistry, probably.
right? There are
Okay.
certain students who have scored less than 75 in all three. So those are also getting included. That's why
Okay,
A
ma'am.
option is wrong. But B option is correct. Why? Because this is definitely list of sequence numbers of students who have scored more than. But this is also not comprehensive actually. B is also not comprehensive. It is just saying who have scored more than 75 in chemistry. But the whole thing is they have scored more than 75 in chemistry and less than 75 in maths and physics. Right. These are the people who are in S list. So right now I won't take B as the correct answer. Let's see what are the other options. Always take the most accurate one. Option C is saying list of sequence numbers of students who have scored less than 75 in both maths and physics but more than 75 in chemistry. This is correct.
Yes, ma'am.
This is the most accurate one. It is actually mentioning all of the conditions, right? It does not leave space for assumption. Option D is saying list of sequence numbers who have scored less than 75 in all three subjects. If that was the case, then they wouldn't have been part of original S list. So here only
But
option C
the
is correct.
for the criteria one says the
Hmm.
student who has scored more than 75 in physics and chemistry.
Less than.
Yeah. If you can go to
No,
the code.
the
Yeah.
original list is of students who have scored more than 75, right? So there are no students
More
who
than
have scored less than
75?
75.
Acha,
Yeah.
maths and physics has to be less than 75.
Yes, that means to be in S list, they must have scored more than 75 in chemistry. Is this clear for everyone? Any doubt?
No, ma'am.
Okay. This type of question is also something you might get in exam, right? It's a little bit tricky. Let's see this. Following pseudocode is executed using words dataset. Assume that rows in table 1 are sorted in increasing order of sequence number. That means the initial table is where the words dataset cards are stacked is already sorted in increasing order of sequence number. What will word list represent at the end of execution? So let's see what word list is first. Initially, we have two empty lists, right? L list is empty and word list is empty, and flag is a variable Boolean type which is set to true. Now you go through the table one by one, and remember that it is sorted in increasing order of sequence numbers from the words data set. So read the first card. Definitely, if it is increasing, that means that is sequence number 0, or the smallest sequence number will come first. If flag, this will give true when? If flag, when flag is true. Right. So for the first iteration, let's say this will give true, right? Because flag is initially set to true. Then if flag is true, then you come inside the while, if block, and you append. This plus plus symbol means append or add to a list. So when we use this symbol, it actually means that you add to the end of the list, right? You can also add to the beginning of a list, just reverse this. So if I write X word plus plus L, that means X word will get appended to the beginning of the list. Anyways, so if flag is true, you can append the current word from your current card into the L list and set flag to false. Right. Next if condition is if X word ends with a full stop. So when will a word end with a full stop? When you're at the end of a sentence. If X word ends with a full stop, then you come inside this if block and you append that word to L list again. Now word list is appended with this L list itself. So word list is a list of lists, right? Or nested list. Once that is done, now you are also resetting the L list to an empty list and flag is again reset to true. So what's happening? See, in words dataset, we know that it is a sentence, right? That we're reading word by word by word. So obviously at the last word, there is going to be a full stop. So let's say I am reading this sentence. Okay, let's say this is sequence number 0, 1, 2, 3 in increasing order I'm reading. This is the last word, so there is a full stop. So now we start with flag true. Okay. First card is this I. Flag is true. So L list will contain what? What will be appended? I. Okay, it was initially empty. Now one word is appended. Flag is set to false. Does this particular word end with a full stop? I.
No.
That means I will not enter the second if block and flag is still false. Okay. So when I go for the next while iteration and I come to this word, now flag is false. Okay. So if flag will also be false, will this word be added to a list?
No.
No.
No, ma'am.
Same for this third word. This will also not be added to a list. But when I come to the fourth word here, see, first if is still false, so if flag will be false. But the next if statement when I come, X word ends with a full stop. Yes, student ends with a full stop. So now you can append this word to L list. So this becomes I and now student is also added. Now word list.
But
Word list is also
it in the I am is not is since flag is false, so we are not
Hmm.
entering the while block. So in the student also it would
If block.
be
If
if
block.
block. So in the student also it will be true now because
Yeah,
in
so
student
it
also.
was, yes, so the flag was false. That's why we didn't enter the if block for this last word also. We went to the second if. This one is satisfying. Student ends with a full stop, right? So
Acha.
now you can enter this if block. Here I'm doing the append, this one, not this append.
Also, is there any changes if I append x dot word in the front or x dot word in
Yeah,
the
then it will be student, comma, I. Okay, if
okay.
you want
What
to
will be the
append
format
from
of
the
that?
beginning, just write, wait, let me write. It is just the reverse of it, plus plus L. This is reverse side. Okay. So now word list is an empty list. Now in this, what am I appending? The L list. So word list becomes a list of lists. So at this point, word list, let's call it WL. This looks like this. Okay. Now see, L list is reset. So L list at this point contained what? I and student. Right. Now it is reset. Flag is again set to true. Now we will go for the next sentence. Okay. Let's say I study in college. Fine. Now tell me from this sentence, which words will be in L list? When I do the
Is there,
same
is there a
procedure,
full stop after college?
yes, yes,
Then I and college.
I
I
am
am
college.
college, and that will be added to what? Which list? Word list. So word list will become first sentence. This was I student. Second sentence it will get I and college. So like this, I will continue for every sentence in the words data set. So after execution, word list is basically what? Word
First
list is
and last
List
word of
of
each sentence.
order pair of first and last word of each sentence.
correct. So it is a list of lists where each element is a list containing first and last words of each sentence, right? That's word list. Now let's see the option. A option is saying it is an ordered pair of first and last words of each sentence, correct? Ordered pair means it is not last and first, it is first and last. Is this correct? Option A
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
looks correct. Let's see other options also. List of first and last words of each sentence. No, it is a list of lists, right? So list of ordered pair means that these pairs are each inside a list. But when I say list of first and last words of each sentence, that means all of these first and last words are present in one list only. That's not the case. Third option is saying list of ordered pairs of last and first words. So that is when the ordering changes. But here, strictly, we are always adding the first word and then appending the last word to the end of the list, right? Not to the beginning. So C is also wrong. D is list of words of first and last sentences. Is this correct? Option D, list of words of first and last sentences. No. For every sentence, we are taking the first and last word. So option A should be correct. This is clear for everyone? Any doubt?
Option. Correct.
Okay. So whenever you get this type of questions, just take one or two test case like I did. It will be solved in lesser time. Answer the following questions based on the following pseudocode. So this is a very famous question which we have asked many times. Okay, in quiz 2. So this type of question, it is a little time consuming, but it is very simple. Okay, you just have to do the calculation correctly.
Excuse me, ma'am.
So yes,
Ma'am, for quiz two, we have to study, we have to solve practice assignments like that.
same as you did in quiz 1, you do the practice assignment, activity assignment, graded assignments, and then you do the mock.
And ma'am,
Okay,
Okay.
before
scope of
quiz 2
syllabus will
also we
be
will release
1 to 8 weeks, right?
weeks 1 to 8. Yes, first 8 weeks.
Ma'am,
Okay.
what the first
Ma'am,
8 weeks is?
ma'am, in
Come again?
question two, I have one small query. If you could just
Yeah.
scroll up. Yeah. I did not understand. I understood in the first list how the second word is coming here.
The student.
Second in your second example.
Okay. This I study in college, this college word, how it is coming.
College is ending with the full stop, that I understood, but the first bracket
Hmm.
I and student.
You mean this list, how it is added? I
Huh.
and student.
Huh.
Same way that this is added. See, what happens is I am going through the sentences one by one, right? One word at a time.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever I get the first word, at that point, the flag is true, right? So I can
Yeah.
directly append the first word to the list. For every sentence, the
Yes.
first word will directly be appended to L.
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
till I reach the last word, the flag remains false, right? Because once you set it to false, it is not set to true again until you reach the last word.
Hmm.
So when you reach the last word, then this if becomes true, the second if. That X word ends with a full stop. So now you can append that current X word, that is the last word, to that same list L. And then you just append this entire list L to the word list. So basically in word list, each element represents what? The first and last words of each sentence. And after that, of course, you have to reset the L list, because L list is only keeping track of first and last words of each sentence, not all the sentences together. Right. So after every last word, you have to reset the L list so that the next sentence can begin. And then flag is again set to true. So when you go for the next sentence, again the first word you can directly append because flag is true. Then again set it to false till you reach the last word.
Yeah. So basically it is first and last word only.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. So this question we will solve. Okay. Step by step. So this is the common data. Based on this, you have 2 questions. I think 6 marks total you'll get. So L is a list containing just 0. LA is a nested list. There is list of lists. There are 3 elements. LB and LC are empty lists. Okay. Now we just have to go through this pseudocode and do the same calculation step by step and see that what we get for LB, LC, etc. So for each A in LA. Okay. So I will just write the iteration. So whenever we do one iteration, I will write it like this. So for first iteration of the outer for each. See, this is a nested for each. That means inside a for loop, there is another for loop. Right. So for each A in LA, what is the first A? First element in LA is what?
1.
So here for first iteration, A is this. Correct? This element. Now you come inside this. This is the nested for each. So I will say nested iteration 1. Okay, this is the outer for each, outer iteration 1. So for this, how many nested iterations will be there? So nested 1 for each B in A. So inside this list, now you take the elements one by one from inside this list. So what is the first B? There is only one element here. So what is B?
1.
1. For each B in A, this is A list. B is the element inside the list. Only one element is there, B is 1. LB, see, this is appending from the beginning of the list, right? Not at the end.
If you can come again, how one element for B? So LA has basically 1, 2, 3 elements.
See, for each A in LA, what is the first A in LA? First element, this list.
1 only.
Yeah. Now inside this list you're traversing. For each B in A, this is current A. Inside this, what element is there? That is B. That is 1. Now LB is what in this empty list. Now I'm appending B to the front of the list. Okay. So LB will look like
1.
will the 1 be normally added? Like just will it look like A, or is the 1 inside a list?
1
Inside
and
the
1.
list.
Inside the list.
This.
B
This is
plus
correct.
plus LB. So B is here 1
B is
and
1.
LB would be 1.
LB was initially empty. This is the first iteration
Good.
I'm doing.
Okay.
So LB will look like this, right?
Hmm.
Are you agreeing?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
L. Now come to the next line. L. First of L plus B inside a list. See, this is an element. Okay.
Excuse me, ma'am. I have a
Yeah.
doubt here. Hello,
Yes, you're audible.
ma'am. Like if B is 1, so
Mhm.
LB will be list of 1, no, not list of list, no.
No, that's what I was asking. This is what I was also thinking. This should be
Mhm.
normal. Right. It's like this only. It should be. So L is now first of L plus B. So what is first of L? See, L was 0 initially. First of L is what?
Wait. How is
0.
1? 0.
This is L. First of L is what? 0 plus B. What is B right now?
1.
1. So first of L plus B, 0 plus 1. So L will be what? 1.
1.
Fine. Now will I come out of this loop? Inner loop? No, I have to do more iterations. Okay, let's do nested 2 iteration. Okay, are there any more elements in A?
Yes.
No.
That means there will not be any more iterations.
Yeah.
The eraser is not working. Okay. So we will not do a second nested iteration for this problem, right?
Ma'am,
For this particular iteration. Yeah.
LB is there is only one bracket in one. There should be two brackets, right?
See, we are appending one element, right? We are appending the
Yes.
element B.
But
So it is not a
appending
list,
the
it is an
element
element.
B is in a square bracket.
Yeah, but that is representing the element itself. It's not a list.
Okay, I understand.
Okay. So that means this inner for each is now over. So now you come out to line 9, LC. LC should be appended with LB, but append from the beginning, right? Not at the end. LC was initially empty. So at this point, LC becomes what? This is a list of lists. See, when you append a list to another list, it becomes a list of lists. But B was just an element. B was not a list. So when I append LB to LC, this becomes a nested list. So now LC looks like this.
Ma'am, I have a doubt.
Yeah.
Ma'am, L is equal to first L plus B. So
Yeah.
the L has already 0. So first of L plus B is 0, comma 1, right? Or
Why comma? Where are you doing the addition? This is normal arithmetic addition. First of L is 0 plus B. B value is 1. 0 plus 1.
okay, so the element plus 1. Okay, I got it. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
It is arithmetic addition happening inside a list. Okay, you can do
Yeah.
that.
Okay. I just got confused. Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
So now LC looks like this. Now see, again, like the previous question, remember when we were resetting the L list after every sentence, you also have to reset LB list after every iteration is over. So now LB, which was this, now it is again reset to empty list. Now let's go for the second outer iteration, that is outer for each block. Okay, so outer second. Now what is the next A in LA?
1, comma
This
2.
is, yes. So now A is 1, comma 2. Go for the nested iteration. So nested 1. Let's see, first iteration. Okay. So for each B in A, what is the first B? 1.
1.
Okay. Append it to LB from the beginning. So LB becomes again 1. In L, first of L plus B. What is first of L? See, L has been updated. Okay.
1.
So first of L is 1 plus B. What is B right now?
1.
See, for each B in A, B was 1, right? That's why we appended it to LB. So in
it's
L,
2.
first of L plus B. That means 1 plus 1.
2.
2. Okay. One more iteration will be there because one more element is there in A list. So nested 2. Now what will be B?
2.
2. LB will be what? Append this to the beginning of the list. So this becomes 2, comma 1.
Okay.
Clear? L. First of L plus B. Now what is first of L? 2.
2.
Plus B. What is B? 2.
2.
So L becomes 4. 2 plus 2. Okay. Any more iterations in the nested for each?
No.
Because all elements are exhausted. So now
Yeah.
come out onto line 9 again. LC. Remember, what was LC previously? This. Now, current LB is added to LC, but from the beginning. So this becomes 2, comma 1 and 1. and LB is again reset to empty list. Is this correct, this LC?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Now let's do the third one. Okay. So outer for each third iteration. For each A in LA, now what is A? Last element?
Yes, ma'am.
1, 2, 3. Okay. Now come into the nested for each. So nested for each first iteration. What is B? 1. LB? See, LB has been reset. So now again you do the same procedure. Add 1 to LB. So LB becomes this. L is what? 4. First of L plus B. First of L is 4 plus current B is 1. So L becomes what? 5. Up to this is okay? Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Now let's go for second iteration. Nested 2. Now what is B?
2.
2.
LB?
2, 1.
2, 1. L? What is first of L?
5
5.
plus
Current
2.
B?
2.
L becomes 7. Now another nested iteration will be there. What is B?
3.
3. What is LB?
3, 2,
3. What is L? First of L plus
7.
current B. 7 plus 3, 10. Any more iterations in nested loop?
No, ma'am.
So then line 9, LC becomes what? This was last LC. Current LB is this. Append it to the beginning. So 3, 2, 1, 2, 1, and just 1. This is LC. And LB is again reset. After this, will there be any more iterations?
No, ma'am.
LA is exhausted. Now let's see the questions. What will be the value of L at the end of execution? Which
A.
option?
Option B.
We already have it, 10. Option B. LC, which one?
Option C.
Again, C. Is this clear for everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Anyone who did not understand? See, whenever we are appending an element, okay, that's like when I'm appending B. Whenever you append an element to a list, you have to enclose it within brackets. Okay. Now that depends whether this is an element or a list. So if it is a list, then it becomes list of list. If it is an element, it is simple append to a list.
Ma'am, can you please explain again?
Sorry, come again.
Can you please explain again?
Which part?
Starting to.
This appending in a list.
No, ma'am, this question.
Not able to hear you actually properly. Can anyone hear what he's saying? You can also write in the chat box if your voice is not clear. Okay. Anyone else has a problem here? Anyone? Question 3, 4. Any doubt? Let me check the chat once. Okay, this question. Okay, then I'll just roughly tell you what is happening. So we have 4 lists, I'm sorry. L, which is starting with one element 0, list LA, which is a nested list containing 3 different lists as elements. LB and LC are initially empty. Now our job is to do this nested for each block. Okay, we have to execute this nested for each. That means for every iteration of the outer for each, there might be multiple iterations of the inner for each. That depends on what? How many elements are there in the current LA. So first you pick the element from LA list, like I first picked this element. Right. Now you will traverse the element inside LA. So like for the first time, this list when I pick, there is only one element. So in the nested iteration also only one traversal will be there or one iteration will be there. So every time you do this nested traversal or nested iteration, you have to add the current B to the beginning of the LB list and then calculate as, this is accordingly given. I mean, it is not a very logical question. It is more like to solve this mathematically. Okay. This has not a lot of concept of list, I would say. It is more of calculation. Just go through the pseudocode as it is given and take this type of rough work that I'm doing. There is no better explanation for this type of question. What you have to understand is that whenever we are doing such append operations, if I am appending B to some list LB, if B is a single element, like if B is 1, then it is simply appended to LB. So let's say LB was initially empty, now LB will look like this. But if B itself is a list, then it becomes a nested list. But in any case, you have to give the third brackets. Okay.
Just a basic
Let's see.
doubt. Double plus is for the appending, right?
Yeah, double plus always means append. This is for arithmetic.
Okay.
Okay. Let a sentence is said to be ideal. So when is a sentence an ideal sentence? If it has at least one verb and exactly one noun, or exactly one pronoun, but not both. That means one condition is that it definitely needs to have one verb at least. Along with that, it should have exactly one noun or exactly one pronoun, but not both noun and pronoun together. Okay, then it's an ideal sentence. The following pseudocode is executed using words dataset again. At the end of execution, count stores the number of ideal sentences. Okay, how many such ideal sentences are in the dataset? And slist stores the list of the lists of the words in the ideal sentences. Okay, so basically slist is a list which is a nested list. Inside that, each element is also a list, right? And what does each list represent? It is the list of words in each ideal sentence. But the pseudocode may have mistakes and we have to identify. Right? This is the type of question where maximum mistakes are there. So we will solve this carefully. A0, B0, C0, count 0. 4 variables are assigned 0. Okay. Now we have two empty lists, S list, W list. What do we want in S list? What do we want in count? In count, we want how many ideal sentences are there. In S list, we want a nested list where each list inside the list, that is each element of the outer list, is nothing but a collection of the words of an ideal sentence, right? So for all the ideal sentences, there will be one entry in S list. What is an ideal sentence? That contains at least one verb and exactly one noun or exactly one pronoun, but not both. Now, keeping all of this in mind, let's see the pseudocode. So while table 1 has more rows, you read the first row. In W list, you're appending that word. Okay. So again, let us take an example. So for this, let me just write the part of speech here. Let's say I am taking some sentence where I have noun, verb, adjective. Okay. Let's say first word is a noun, second word is a verb, third word is an adjective. This is my sentence. I'm not writing the actual sentence. Just since here we are doing the filtering based on part of speech, so that is important. So let's say this is some example sentence where the first word is a noun, second word is a verb, third word is an adjective. So this is the first card you have picked. Okay. So first card is a noun. In W list, we are going to append this word. Okay. So noun is appended. If part of speech of current word is noun, then A is incremented. If part of speech is pronoun, then B is incremented. If part of speech is verb, then C is incremented. So for my first iteration, which variable will be incremented? A, B, or C?
Variable. A.
A gets incremented because my first word is a noun. Next, if statement you're checking, if X word ends with a full stop, but this word doesn't end with a full stop, so we won't check. Okay. Similarly, we will go, okay, let's see. For next iteration, pick the second word. This is a verb. Okay, again, this word is also added to W. That getting at okay. Now which variable will be incremented, A, B, or C?
C.
For the verb, C is incremental. Now go for the last word, because this verb also doesn't end with a full stop. So last statement word is added to W. Then
Your voice is breaking.
B, C, anything is incremented?
No.
Are we checking for adjectives anywhere?
No.
No.
So nothing will get incremented. A, B, C stay as they are. But you go to this fourth if statement. Does this word end with a full stop? Yes, this is the last word of my sentence. Now you can go into the nested if. If A plus B is equal to 1 and C is less than equal to 1. Less than equal to means what? At least or at most? Less than equal to 1 means what?
At most.
At most. That means C is at most 1 and A plus B is exactly equal to 1. Okay. If this is the case, then they are saying that count is incremented. Now count gets incremented when we find an ideal sentence, but check if this is the valid condition for an ideal sentence. A plus B is exactly equal to 1. This is correct. That means either one pronoun is present or one noun is present, right? Exactly one noun or exactly one pronoun. Then either A gets incremented or B gets incremented, exactly one. So A plus B summation should be equal to 1 for an ideal sentence. But see, is this condition correct? C less than equal to 1, because C is checking for verb. Is that an optional condition, or does that have to be at least one word?
It has to be
Have to be.
one.
At least one. That means, can I say less than equal to 1 here?
No, it has to be greater than equal to.
Greater than equal to. Correct. This is one wrong. Right. We have found one mistake in line 17. Let's see the others. Now let's say if I fix this mistake, if I say C is greater than equal to 1, then this part is fixed. So count will get incremented since this is an ideal sentence. S list gets appended with the all the words of that ideal sentence. But is this append symbol?
No, ma'am.
This is
No.
arithmetic addition. So this is not getting correctly appended. This is mistake 2. So we found line 17, line 19. Okay. Now after, when you're at the end of a sentence, that means next iteration, you will be starting another sentence, right? A whole new sentence. So A, B, C, all of them have to be reset. W list also have to be reset. Why? Because A, B, C are keeping track of how many nouns, pronouns, and verbs are there for each particular sentence. And W list is keeping track of all the words for each particular sentence. So at the end of each sentence, you have to reset all of these variables and list. So are there any more mistakes that you can find in this code?
Uh, what is in reset ABC 0? That will be outside the if loop.
This thing, see,
So this will be outside of the if loop, no?
both of these need to be done regardless of whether it's an ideal sentence or not. Is
Yes.
that correct?
Yes.
Because for every sentence, we have to reset after the end, right? So these two lines are not optional for only ideal sentence. These two have to be done for every sentence. So this should come outside of the inner if loop or inner if block. Right.
Yes.
So as soon as you find a word that is at the end of a sentence, you know that this reset has to be done. So it should be under the outer if, that is line 16 if. So if I take this part and put it outside here, this will be correct. Any other correction?
Ma'am, can you please explain this again?
Look,
The last one part.
for this example that I took, I saw that A was incremented right? Because I got a noun. And C was incremented because I had a verb. D was not incremented, B was 0. Now, before I go to the second sentence, if I keep this as it is and don't reset them all back to 0, will I be doing the correct calculation for the next sentence about the number of nouns, number of verbs?
No, ma'am.
No. That means this step is not optional for just ideal sentence. These two lines or these two resets have to be done after every sentence. So it cannot be dependent on the condition for ideal sentence. It should be dependent on the condition that you have reached the end of the current sentence. So these two lines should be under the outer if condition, not under the inner if condition. Because inner if condition, if only it is an ideal statement, then only this gets executed. Right? But this has to execute for every time you reach the end of a sentence.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, now let's see. Incorrect initialization of S list W list in line 3. Is this incorrect?
No, ma'am.
Line 6, incorrect update of W list. Is this incorrect? Line 6?
No, ma'am.
No. We have to keep track of all the words. Line 17, incorrect if condition. This is correct, right? At most we need. Okay. Option D is saying line 19, invalid update of S list. This is also true, we saw. This is not append. So D is also correct. Line 20, misplaced reinitialization of A, B, and C. This is correct.
Yes.
Line 21, misplaced reinitialization of W list. Also correct. So C, D, E, F. These four are your correct answers here. Is this clear for everyone? Any doubt? Okay. So this question also is very important for quiz 2. Okay, let's do another comprehension type. So again, you have the same data for these three questions, 6, 7, and 8. So question 6 says the given pseudocode is executed using scores dataset. At the end of execution of given pseudocode, choose the correct option or options. It is a multiple select question. Okay, so first we will see what this pseudocode is doing, then we will go to the question and see what they ask. Okay. Yeah. So topper is a variable in which I have called the find top procedure. Okay, this is a procedure name. So whatever find top procedure returns will be stored in topper variable. Now find top procedure takes what as argument? The entire scores data set that is represented by table 1. So that means you have to, whenever you come to line 1, here your control shifts to the definition of find top procedure, which is here. So what does find top do? Initially, it has two variables. Okay, one is an integer variable max, which is set to 0, and it has a list, empty list top. Now there is a while loop. Now you go through all the cards in scores dataset one by one. And for every card, you are checking this if condition. That the total marks of this student, if it is greater than the current max, then max is updated to the current total. And top is updated to the sequence number and the max marks. Okay, so let's say this is my first card. Let's say max is starting at 0, right? So for this person, this is card 1. This person, let's say that total marks is some 205. Okay. And let's say the sequence number for this one is sequence number 5 for this card. Okay. So for the first iteration, if I pick this card, what is max now? 205. Right? Because max is initialized to 0, 205 greater than max gets updated. Top is what? 5, 205. Is this fine up to this?
Yes, ma'am.
5 is sequence number, 205 is total marks. Okay.
Ma'am, your
Once
voice
this
is breaking.
Hello, is this okay? I'm audible, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let me know if there is any issue with the audio. Okay, so 5,205. This is one top. Okay, now once you are done with one card, you move it to table 2. Okay, and go for the next iteration in the while loop. See, this if statement is ending here, but the while loop ends here. That means you're still inside the loop. So go for the next card. Let's say the next card is having some total 220 and let's say the sequence number is 6. Okay, this is the second card you pick. So now max will be updated to 220. Top will be what? Top gets also changed.
6,220.
Right. Now let's say third card is like this. 210, 4. Will there be any changes in max or top for this card?
No, ma'am.
No.
No, ma'am.
Okay. And once you are done, see all rows from table 2 are moved back to table 1. Right. And what are you returning in this procedure? The top. So top is going to represent what? Top represents the sequence number
Sequence
and
number of
maximum
the one.
marks.
Yes, yes.
Who has scored the highest mark? Right. But again, see, there might be more than one person who has scored the highest marks, highest total, right? In that case, whose sequence number will be there in top? The first person whose card I find who has scored the highest. Is that correct?
Last one. Yes. No, ma'am. The latest one will be added.
See, what is the condition for update? That the total has to be greater than the current max. So let's say that highest mark scored or highest total mark scored in the entire data set, let's say it is 290. Okay, let's say 3 people have scored this sequence number, let's say 7, 8, 9. All 3 people have scored. Now I reach sequence number 7's card first. For that, I do the change. So now top has become 7,290. Next, when I check sequence number 8's card, this same condition I have to check. That is 290
Got it,
greater
ma'am.
than
It
current
won't
card?
get updated by the latest
So it
one.
won't
Okay,
get
ma'am, if it
to
was
update
greater
it.
than equal to, then it would have been updated, right?
Then it would have been the latest card, right? But
Okay.
for this, it will be the first appearance that I get of the highest marks. Is this clear for everyone?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
And you return the top. That means you return this list. Okay, that is stored in topper. So what is topper? That is what they're asking. It is a list of 2 elements. This is correct. It definitely contains exactly 2 elements. First of topper, that is first element in topper list represents the sequence number of the students who have scored the highest total marks. Is it sequence number of all students who have scored highest total marks?
No, ma'am.
No. So option B cannot be correct. C is saying first of topper is the list of sequence numbers of students who have scored highest. Is that correct?
No, ma'am.
See, if it was a list, that means I would have appended the sequence numbers, right? But here I'm just updating. I'm not appending. Okay. D is saying what? Okay, wait. This represents the sequence number of one of the students. Yeah, I missed this part. One of the students who have scored the highest total marks. So this is correct. It is one of the students, right? The first student, to be more specific, whose card you encountered. But since there is no specific order in
Now,
which the cards are arranged, so
ma'am,
we cannot
excuse
say.
me. Like option B,
Yes.
I have a doubt here. Like
Mhm.
it contains only one student sequence number as well as max marks also,
Highest
no?
marks. Yes, correct.
So
But
that is not mentioned.
it is asking about first of topper, right? That is first of the topper
Oh,
list.
okay,
First element.
got it. First, yeah, first element, got it.
Yes. So B is also correct. C is not correct. D is correct. Last of topper is the highest total marks. So no matter whose card you pick, as long as it is the highest marks, right? That will be the last update. Once you find the highest marks, no more updates will happen. So last of topper is the highest total marks from the entire data set. A, B, D, correct answer. Any doubt in this one? See, based on this, we will do the next 2 questions. Okay, so remember this pseudocode, whatever we did here. Now consider this is the next question. Okay, based on that same thing, just we are going to update a part of it. Consider the procedure find top that we did in the last question. Now following pseudocode is executed using scores dataset. Let remove row. Okay, this is a procedure called remove row, which takes two arguments, a table or a dataset, and Z. I don't know what Z is. Okay. It deletes the row of the current table with sequence number Z. That means wherever Z represents a sequence number then. So let's say some sequence number 7 I have taken. Okay. From the scores dataset. So if I use this remove row procedure and I pass the scores dataset and the sequence number 7, so it will remove the information for sequence number 7 from this entire table. That's what remove row does. It is asking what will marks list represent at the end of execution. Okay, so first let's see what the procedure is doing here. Topper is an empty list. Marks list is an empty list. Now, same scores data set only we are using. Okay, so when I say table 1, it is the scores data set. So while table 1 has more rows, topper, we are calling the procedure find top. So we have already seen what find top will return. Sequence number and highest total. This is correct. Then you call remove row. Remove row procedure does what? See, it is taking the scores dataset and first of topper. First of topper is what?
Sequence number.
Sequence number of a student who has scored highest total. Right. That's first of topper. That means if I call this procedure, now what happens in table 1? This information for this particular sequence number gets deleted. Right. Now in marks list, you're appending topper. So what is going to happen? What is marks list going to be? Look, let's take an example. So in topper, let's say this was our topper list 7 to 90. This sequence number is the first card. Okay. So this is what we got in the first iteration. This is a while loop. Okay. So there will be as many iterations as there are cards. Okay. But see, in every iteration, you're removing one row from table 1. So at some point, you would have deleted all the rows from table 1. At that point, you can stop. Okay. So let's say this was the first topper. Now I remove this 7th row or the 7th sequence number from the from the actual data set itself. Okay. In marks list, what am I appending?
Highest marks.
In marks list, you're appending the topper list.
There's the topper sequence.
I will just give a few examples. Okay, let's say these are the people who have scored the highest total marks. Okay. Let's say sequence number 7 has scored 290. Sequence number 5 next has scored 290. Next, let's say sequence number 4 has scored the next highest 289. Then sequence 3 has scored 288. These are the just these instances to understand the code. This is the sequence in which the cards are visited. Okay, so who will be the first topper? This 7 290, this guy. Correct? Now this person, 7 290, this data is stored in topper variable, okay, which is a list. So right now, topper list is 7, 290. Now this row is removed from dataset, this sequence number 7. And marks list is appended with current topper. So marks list is basically list of list now. Now when you go for the second iteration of the while loop, this row is no longer present in your dataset. So who will be the next topper?
5 to 90.
Okay. Now again remove row. So now this row is also removed from the dataset and current topper is added to marks list. So marks list is now changed to just append one more entry. 7 to 90. Now there is one more element 5 to 90. Next iteration, topper will be 4 to 89.
Excuse me, ma'am. Like, remove
Remove row.
Row, remove row, table 1, it is written. First of topper. The first of topper means 7. 7 will be removed, sequence number, no? From the topper.
Yeah, that's what I said, no? See,
Then
Z
in
is
mark list,
the
means in mark list, the sequence number will be stored then.
yeah. See, sequence number 7,290. This result is already stored in topper, right? Topper is not
Yes.
getting changed. So that
Okay.
same topper you add it to marks list. Now next iteration when you go, the topper will change because 7,290 no longer exists in the table. Okay. So next 5,290, then after that 4,289. So like this, we will continue until we find the person actually who has the least marks, right? At some point, he will also be a topper because there are no more cards left in the table. So what will marks list actually represent? See, when I update it again, it will be like 7,290, then 5,290, then next topper 4,289, and so on, right? Until and unless this table 1 gets exhausted. So now they're asking what will marks list represent? Now you see which option is the most accurate. First is saying list of sequence numbers in ascending order based on the total marks. Is this correct? Is it in ascending order? Ascending order of total marks. See the total marks. Are they in
It's in
ascending order?
descending order, ma'am. But
Descending. And is it just a list of sequence numbers?
no, no, ma'am.
It is an ordered pair, right? Pair of sequence number and total mark. So by that, can I eliminate the first two options because it is definitely not a list of just sequence numbers. Now option C, list of pairs of sequence number and total marks in descending order based on total marks. Is this correct?
Yes, ma'am. This is correct.
Yes.
Option D, why it is wrong? It is saying list of pairs of sequence number and total marks in ascending order based on total marks. This part is wrong. So answer is option C. This is clear for everyone.
Hello,
Any
ma'am.
doubt? Yeah.
Ma'am, then why we are removing the first of topper?
You're not removing first of topper. See, what does the question say? Remove row takes two arguments, the data set and a particular sequence number. And what does it do? It deletes the entire row of that sequence number from the current data set. So not just the sequence number, the entire data for that student is gone.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Actually, I also the same doubt. Like
Ma'am,
I was just thinking the sequence number is removed. Actually,
No.
whole
The whole thing is removed. See,
detail.
it deletes
Yeah.
the row. Yeah, not just the sequence number.
I was taking the function as like first of topper means just sequence number
No.
will be
First of
removed.
topper is to get the argument. Okay. But what
Okay.
does it do? It removes the entire row.
That part was not clear to me. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Any other doubt? Now remember what we did till now, okay? Because the same thing will be extended again in the next question.
Oh, one more line, ma'am. When actually this pseudocode is connected with the procedure what we have seen earlier. So when we are deleting this part, so max again will be initialized to 0, no? That means that's why it is executing.
No, don't backtrack. Okay, so if you're at the current question, you just deal with the current question. It won't change anything in
Okay.
the previous question.
Oh no, I'm saying this is connected with the same one, no? That question
Yeah,
only.
same. 6, 7, 8, all are connected.
So here, like first topper, it is taking means ki execution is at the background. The execution is going with the same. Like max again, it will be
Yeah,
initialized to
exactly.
0.
So
That
whatever
was
the last procedure did, it is not changing the procedure. It is just adding to it. Okay. So after that, if we run this part. But here you say like we didn't define what is find top. So find top is already defined in the previous question. So like that it is connected. In the next question also it's connected. So consider marks list created in question 7. So let us first write down an example of the marks list that we created. So it was like this. I'll just write 3, 4 entries. Okay. So 5 to 89, then 4 to 88, and so on. Okay, so consider this marks list that we created. What will top list represent at the end? So now top list is another empty list. And now there is one more variable called counter, which is set to 1. Max is a variable which takes last of first of marks list. Okay, so let's do it according to our example. What is first of marks list? This element.
Yes, ma'am.
What is last in this element?
290.
290. So that is last of first of marks list currently. Okay, so that's max. So right now my max is 290. Now, for each pair, also you can mark this if helps. So the for each block starts here and it ends here. Okay, and these brackets actually. So the if statement, it also starts here, ends here. Don't mix up the brackets. Okay, so if last of pair, for each pair in marks list. Okay, so for each pair in marks list, what is the first pair? 7, 290. If last of pair is not equal to max, what is last of pair? 290. What is max? 290. Is it not equal? No.
It is equal.
So you go to the next if. Counter less than 4. What is counter right now? Did I increment the counter?
No.
No, it's 1.
No. That means counter remains 1. So if counter is 1, it is less than 4. That means this if condition is satisfied. So top list will be appended with first of current pair. So top list was initially empty. Now top list becomes what? What is first of current pair? 7. So top list looks like this. Is this correct?
Yes.
Should there be a should there be another third bracket inside?
No.
No, because this is not a list, it's an element. Okay. Now go for the next iteration of for each block. So next pair is 6 to 90. Again do the same thing. What is last? 290. For this, will the first if statement get executed? No. Second if statement? Yes. Because counter is again not incremented. So 1 less than 4 is valid. Now top list gets again appended with the first of pair, that is this sequence number. So top list is now 7, 6. Next pair is 5 to 89. Now last of pair is 289. Is it equal to 290, which is max?
No.
No. So first if statement is now valid. Max is changed. What is max now? Current last of pair, which is 289.
289.
Counter gets incremented. Counter becomes 2. Now go to the next if statement. 2 less than 4, yes. Top list again appended. 7, 6, 5. Okay, let me add one more here. It's a 287. Okay, next iteration. What is the next pair? 4 to 88. For this, first if statement will work. This last of pair 288 is not equal to max 289. Correct? Max is now updated to 288. Counted is updated to 3. 3 is less than 4. So this if statement also works. Again, append the first of pair to this list. So 7, 6, 5, 4. Next for each. Now what is the pair? 3 to 87. For this also the if statement, first if statement is valid. Right? 287 is not equal to 288. So now max gets again changed to 287. Counter is again incremented to 4. After this, you tell me, will there be any more updates to top list?
No.
Once counter is 4. Because now
No.
this condition will never be true again. So whatever is in top list stays as it is. Now you have to answer, what does this top list represent? Okay. So see the options. List of sequence numbers of students whose total score is in the top 3 total scores.
Yes.
Is this correct?
True.
See, what are my top 3 total scores? 290, 89 to 88. Whoever has scored these, okay, these 3 marks, are they present in my top list?
Yes.
This
Yes, ma'am.
was the list.
Yes.
7, 6, 5, 4. They're all present. So A is correct. B, C, D, why it is not correct? Let's see. List of sequence numbers of 3 students whose total score is in the top 3. There is no such thing, right? It can be as many students who have scored in the top 3 marks. So here only we have 4 students. C is saying list of pairs. First of all, it is not a list of pairs. So just using this, you can eliminate options C and D. So A is correct. Is this clear for everyone?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So now these part questions are over. This is an independent question. Okay. The following pseudocode is again executed using scores dataset. 2 students are called similar if their difference in maths marks is at most 10. So that means similar students. When do I call a pair of students similar? If their difference in mathematics marks is at most 10. At most means which symbol? Less than
Less
equal
than
to?
equal to.
Yes. At most means 10 or less than 10. Now let absolute of C. This, whenever I call this function or this procedure absolute for any variable or any value C, any integer C, it returns the absolute value of the integer. That means whether the integer is negative or positive, it will give me the modulus value, right? Mod value or absolute value. So triple list, this is just to tell you what absolute procedure does. Okay, next we will see the application of this in the pseudocode. And remember, what is the condition for being similar students? That mathematics marks difference should not be exceeding 10. Okay. Now first there are, okay, 3 nested loops are there. Okay. So outer while, this is first nested inner while, then again inside that there is one more while. So first let's take this while. You read one row from table 1. So one student's information is now in my hand in card X. Okay, once you have read it, move it to table 2. Now again, second Y, pick another row which is card Y and move it to table 3. I know that whenever I'm picking 2 cards at a time, that is because I need to do some sort of comparison, right? So what is that comparison? It is the mathematics marks difference. So see, a person might have scored, let's say the first X card person, this person has scored 80 in math, let's say, and the Y card person, this person, let's say, has scored 90. So if I do X minus Y, I'll get minus 10, right? So to avoid this negative value, I'm going to take the absolute of the difference. So X minus Y, whatever is the magnitude, I will just take that. If the difference is less than equal to 10, then you enter this third while loop. So the third while loop is actually inside an if statement. So only if the if statement is true, that is difference of marks is at most 10, then only you enter the third while. In this while loop, you pick one more row Z. Okay. And you check if absolute value of difference between mathematics marks of card X and card Z is at most 10, and that of card Y and card Z is also at most 10. Then in the triple list, you append sequence number X, Y, and Z as a list. Okay, this is appending as a list. So triple list is a list of lists. So sequence number of X, Y, Z all are appended when the condition is, first of all, we see that, okay, you tell me in this if statement, line 11, from here, if this if is true, if the if statement is valid, can I say that X and Z are similar students and Y and Z are also similar students?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So whenever I find such a triplet of X, Y, Z, where I see that X and Z are similar, Y and Z are similar, and X and Y are also similar because that has already been tested here. Right, that means all combinations of X, Y, Z gives rise to similar students, similar student pairs. That is a triplet that I add in triple list. So in triple list, for every such triplet X, Y, Z, we know that for any combination X, Y, Y, Z, X, Z, these are all similar students. And then obviously you have to move back the cards also. So move all rows from table 4 to table 1. So what is this procedure actually accomplishing? Okay, let me see what will triple list represent? So triple list is a list of lists. Okay, it's like this. Here some X, Y, Z triplet is there. Let's say X1, Y1, Z1. Again, some X2, Y2, Z2. So like this, there will be multiple such triplets, given that any combination of any two students inside a triplet is always similar students, because we have checked all three absolute differences.
Ma'am, excuse me. Like this execution of the loop, I'm not getting like how it is executed, how the cards are moving, and how it has been compared. Can you
Let me
explain, please?
explain. See, first I'm writing here. Okay, so first table 1. This has all of the rows, right? In the beginning, table 1 has more rows. We are starting with that. So 30 cards are there in my sports data set. All 30 cards are in table 1 at the beginning. Now from here, whenever I read a card, in which table am I moving? Table 2, right? So every X card that you read is getting moved to table 2. And then every Y card that you read is getting moved to table 3. Now, once you have checked whether X and Y are similar students, right, based on their mathematics marks, if they
Ma'am,
are
can you
similar,
1 minute, ma'am? Like table 1, you have shown 30 cards. Can we
okay, let me
draw
write the
another
other.
table 2 and table 3 so that it will be clear to me? Yeah.
Okay. One card is gone because of X. X card is this. So now in table 1, how many remain? 29. Where does this card go? Table 2. Next, you pick one more card, Y, from the same table 1. So now table 1 has how many cards? 28. Where does the other card go? T3. See, move Y to table 3. Now you do the comparisons and everything. Now inside this while loop, line 9, you pick one more card. Now in table 1, how many are remaining? 27. 3 cards are gone. Okay. Read first row Z in table 1. Where is Z moved? To another table. Table 4. I don't have the space, so I'm writing like this. So 27 cards are still in table 1. 1, 2, 3 cards. That is one card each are in table 2, table 3, table 4. Okay. Now see, after this if statement is over. Okay. This if. Where I'm checking that X and Z are similar as well as Y and Z are similar. Then I can add X, Y, Z as a triplet in the triple list. So once this if statement is closed, everything is moved back from Z is moved to table 4. What bracket is this? Let me number all the brackets. This is the first while statement bracket, second while opening bracket. This is the if statement starting bracket, while statement starting bracket. Again, one more if statement starting bracket. Now let's close all the brackets. This innermost if is getting closed here. 5 is opening here, 5 is closing here. Okay, next close is this while. So 4 is closing here. Next is this 3. This is getting closed here. This gets closed here. And lastly, this gets closed here. So the entire thing is actually inside the bigger while loop, the outermost while loop. So here, after the if condition is sorted, you move the Z to table 4, right? So table 4 also now has one card. Now see, once you come out of this while loop, innermost while loop, move all rows from table 4 back to table 1. So how many times is this while loop going to iterate? As many times as there are cards in the table 1, right? So at this point, we had 28 cards. So all 28 times it will iterate. And all the 28 cards one by one will come into T4, table 4. Once you come out of the innermost while loop, all of these cards get back to table 1 again. So move all rows from table 4 to table 1. Now, once you're out of the second while loop also, that is this one, then you move all rows from table 3 back to table 1. So everything from table 2 again back to table 1. But see, table 2 is never recovered. Why is table 2 not recovered? Anyone tell me why is table 2 not required? I mean, it's
one card is already there in that, no? The very first card.
yes, because for X, we have already checked all the combinations, right? I'm not going to check for this particular card again. because this x was picked in the outermost while. So that means with x, I have checked all possible combinations of triplets in these inner while loops. So x card need not be checked again. But the other cards need to be checked for more triplets. So once you move x to table 2, it is not going to be recovered so that there are not duplicate calculations present. I hope the working is clear, right?
Yeah, I've got the little bit idea, but I'll work it again.
Yeah,
But
but
you've
for
explained
this,
very properly, ma'am.
if you want to understand better, you
Yeah,
just
yeah.
take a
But
few
very
cards. Okay.
properly I've understood. I've got that idea.
Yeah, just you have to do
Thank
the
you.
dry run yourself.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, so what will triple list represent at the end of execution? Which option? A is saying list of lists of sequence numbers of similar students. B is saying list of pairs of sequence numbers. C is saying list of triples of sequence numbers of similar students. Which one? Is it just a list of sequence numbers? Is it pairs or is it in triplets?
Triplets, ma'am.
Triplets.
Triplets.
It is a list of triplets. So triple list is nothing but list of lists where each list is a triplet, such that all three students are similar to each other. So list of triples of sequence numbers of similar students, C is correct. This, come again. Any question from this one? Anyone has a doubt?
Can you
This is like
explain
the, yes,
can you
ask.
explain this table part just in a quick?
Which part? Table part, yeah.
Yeah.
See, you start with 30 cards. Let's say 30 cards are there in scores dataset. All are initially in table 1, right? Now you pick one card X and move it to table 2. See, for this card, we are never recovering it. Okay, once you move any card to table 2, it is never recovered back to table 1. Because for this particular card, now we are going to explore all possible combination of triplets to see how many such triplets are there of similar students containing X. But every other card that you are taking to compare with X, those cards will be reused again in further calculations, but X will not be. Because these cards, see, Y, Z, whatever you're picking, right? These are only getting one particular, what can I say? Like it is one combination, right? Y is getting checked with one combination of X and Z, not every possible combination. But X is getting checked with every possible combination of Y and Z. So X is a card that has exhausted. That is exhausted. So there cannot be any more possible triplets after this execution is over for X. But for Y and Z, there might be other triplets. So Y and Z will be recovered. So Y is moved to table 3 and Z is moved to table 4, right? But once the inner while iteration is over, this while, you have to move everything back from table 4 to table 1 as well as from table 3 to table 1. Because these Y and Z cards have only been compared once, right? Because each iteration only compares once, then moves on to the next Y, next Z. So Y and Z have to be again repeatedly checked in, not repeatedly. At some point, this Y and Z cards will also become an X card, right? So for every card, we need to check all possible triplets. Not sure if that's the explanation you needed. Okay, so tell me if there is any.
Got it. That was my doubt.
So actually, this type of question, no, it is a little bit hard to explain without the data set. Okay, if I can show you that where each row is going from the data set correspondingly, then it would be much easier. But all of you can do that as a dry run, okay, as an exercise at home for these questions. Always do a dry run. So for week 5, these are all the practice questions. Any question you have a doubt so
Hello,
far?
ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, in line 8,
Hmm.
we are checking X dot mathematics and Y dot mathematics, right? And after that, we are comparing with the Z row, okay? So, are we storing the value or?
No. See, value is never stored. Okay. What we are checking is if X in line 8. Okay. In line 8, we are checking if X and Y are similar students. Okay.
Okay.
Similar student means what? That their mathematics marks difference should not exceed 10.
Yes.
That's what I'm checking. Now, in this line 11, in this if statement, we are checking if X and Z are also similar students and Y and Z are also similar students. So, if all three are true at a time, that X, Y is similar, YZ is similar, and XZ are also similar, then I can say that this triplet is similar to each other. Right? Any two students from this triplet can be a similar combination, similar student.
Yeah, I understand that. But ma'am, if we are comparing with the two X and Y, and then we are and how we can know the value, ma'am, so that we can compare with the Z1.
But X, Y, Z, these variables are representing the cards, no? They will always represent the cards until you go for the next iteration and change X, Y, Z. You don't have to store the value. The X card already has all the information.
Okay, thank you,
Right?
ma'am.
So whatever X dot maths represents here, the same thing is represented here also.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any other question from this assignment? Anyone? All clear, right? This week is very important for quiz 2. Okay. For quiz 2, you will get 50 to 60% questions based on lists and dictionary. Okay. So next, tomorrow's class, we're going to start with week 6 and whatever graded assignment queries you have from week 5 also we can take. All right. So tomorrow again, join at 6 p.m. everyone. Thanks for joining. Have a good night.
Thank you, ma'am. Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Good night.
Hello.
Yeah.